Hello, everyone. This is E4CFX, and I believe you're in the right place at the right time. We're having news at 7, and what you can see is we have a federal fund rates, and we have FOMC economic project, FOMC statement, federal um, budget balance. So if you look at the way we read this news, a lot of people don't take time to check the whole of these. So in measures, you should understand that interest rates at which diaspora institutions led balance head at the Federal Reserve to other diaspora institutions overnight, which their analysis was on the news release was this July. And if you check it very well, we are not on July, but there are some key points right here which we look at, and it takes time to actually read all of this. So a lot of people don't usually go in details about all this. That is why most of the times when we come out, the only thing that safeguards us is when we go to our chart and see what we are supposed to see. And then we play along with the market, you understand? So basically what I'm going to be showing you guys here is I'm going to be saying it again, the power of what? The power of buy side and sell side liquidity. So in other words, we use this symbol for liquidity. So basically did this teaching on the Zoom call, weekly Zoom call, which I told my team that this is what we're going to be looking at. Based on my own analysis for the week, I structured that if we look at the fundamentals on my own watch list, I have what I look at the DXY. And here I explained very well. You can see what I explained here, that price needed to fill this buy side imbalance. And after price has filled this imbalance, they have left off enough inefficiency within this zone. So I told you guys that within this area, if price get to this point, there should be a push back to the upside, telling us that what DXY, which is the dollar, is going to be gaining in strength over the market. And I thought also what the sell side liquidity. Now, in this teaching today, we're going to be identifying what sell side liquidity is, how to identify sell side liquidity, how to also identify buy side liquidity, and then how to mark your POI from your demand and supply zone. This is a very simple short note, but you can't just do that if you don't know how to read your chart. So the basic thing here is learning how to read your chart. If you're a beginner, you're welcome. Like I used to say, you only need the possibility of, of what you have to actually grow faster. The possibility of what you have, who you have to grow faster. So it is lying on what you have, who you have, and what you know. That is what is going to stand out for you in times of trouble. That's what I call. When you are faced with this market, you are actually getting to fight a big storm. And it takes what you know, who you know, and your courage, what you understand to fight the market. Now, this is what I have for you. Just entering, if you just joining, and you want to meet yourself so we can have peaceful coordination in this call. So please, I am glad to share you my chat because there is nothing hidden unless I decide not to. The truth there is there are lots of information out there which are, jam-packed. But this is SIT sub-institutional trading. All right, so this is SIT sub-institutional trading. What do we do here? We combine about 5 analyses together, 5 strategies together, which help me actually look at what the market is telling me. So everything here is a combination of the things you actually know before, but at the same time, it's how to apply them that is a big deal in this market. The power of buy side and sell side liquidity. Now, what is buy side liquidity? What is sell side liquidity? And how do you identify them in the market? Straight up, immediately, we have news in 10 minutes, and want to do this together quickly. So let's quickly go and do our analysis on EURUSD. On EURUSD, look at EURUSD now. EURUSD is already hitting this level. This is the level I marked EURUSD. So around this level now, if I go to the lower time frame, at least I should be having a what? All right, if I go to this level now, price already hit this my psychology zone. And what I should be expecting there is a rejection. And if you look very closely, you can see that there is a high volume here. This is what we call the buy side imbalance, creating this large volume. And right from here, the volume started weakening. So the weakness of this volume is what we're going to be looking at. Please mute yourself for coordination. So right here, I'll be looking at this trade now. Look at, I'm just going to touch only this one. So basically what you can see here in the 5 minutes time frame, price already started rejecting from that area. So the possibility I'm looking at now is price what? Dropping downwards. So right here, I can see this. Before we go into any teaching, let us look at this. You can see that there is an equal highs right here that price is created. And if you look very well, you can also see that in this range, in this level, price actually gave this rejection, number one, this one. Price actually broke that structure to the downside. And the next thing there was price came to what mitigates this week right here, call it weak. And after that also, we have also that price broke another structure to the downside, which is around this area. And right here, price sweep off this liquidity and then gave us a break of structure to the downside. Now we have this one and this one. We have two validation that price in the lower time frame, that price has started having its weakness. So the volume has started having its weakness, and at the same time, price came around this zone and do what? Price came to mitigate this area also, and you can see price what? Dropping to the downside, taking off this guy. So right here, I'm going to mark this area as what? My level where I am expecting price drop. If you look very well, you can see that all inefficiency has been filled within this zone. So marking this guy here is where I would like to what? Sell this market at the moment. So now we have this area and we also only have about 7 more minutes to trade this zone. So this is very simple. If you want to actually trade, this is what to do here. Short. So this is what to do here. We have this level full TP, but at the moment, I can say that we only need price to actually fill up this guy, this area. Now, this is the way day trader actually trades. So I'll show you. Now we're going to be waiting. Once this does its own finalization, then we can now continue our call. I'd like if you have your questions and all of that, or you can drop your questions. So this is how, but you know, most of the time people just come in and look at their chart and then decide what to do. But most of the times it's not always like that. You understand? It's not always like that. You need to have some knowledge about what you're doing before you get to do what you want to do. So let's see how this is going to display. For me right now, I am looking at the sell on EURUSD, and I think everyone is already muted. So So I'm going to my trade now. You put your stop loss. This is the stop loss right here. We are trading with 4 pips, so you use the stop loss right here. You come use your calculator also. This is Euro USD, right? Then you use 4 pips, 4.1, and then I risked 500 before, but now I'll just be risking only $100. So $100, and here I have I'm going to be trading with the lot size, which is 2.43. Now, it is best you trade or you put your entry if you're going to be trading news before. So sometimes you can see price already moved away from that. So price has mitigated it. You can also use buy stop. This is also sorry, we call it sell stop. So once you place your sell here, you can place your stop loss over there. It's still the same thing. It's still allowed because price has not moved so much. And the only thing you need to do is from where price is currently now, about 7 pips, then you do your calculation right from there. You click here, 7 pips, still mixing the same amounts. And we have this 1.42. That is the way to does it. So this is the way Pro does it. But if you still want to wait for this area, good and fine. What are we testing now? We're just testing that the price has gotten weak within this zone. And no, don't forget, the price can decide to push upwards, but all the same, you only need to what? You only need to place the trade. You only need to place the trade. So I'm here on my MT5. So we have about 3 more minutes to go. All right, we just have 1 more minute. Now you can see I've made $500 on this and now closed. So this is how we actually do our analysis, and probably you don't need to be scared about whatever the market is going to do. The only thing is just to pick out your analysis and make them rightly. So this is the way. So this is the way we do it. Now
ṣé
$500.
ìgbọ́ news wọ́n ṣe news lọ́wọ́ ni so a máa ń take advantage news yẹn.
Okay.
Ọlọ́run ṣeun.
Meet yourself. Okay. So everyone that actually participated, congrats to you. So this is the way I told some of my students, you don't need to be scared of what the news need to do. All you just need is to what? All you need is to actually set your stop loss, your TP, and then you are good. You understand? That is the way we do it. Most of the times, your mentor can't come out all the time to actually show you everything because most of them likes to stay on their closet. You understand? So I want to see you drop your fire emoji if you actually understand, if you actually are flowing with what we have. So this is only the call I'm going to be doing for today, and then I get to the breakdown for what we have today. So I've actually helped you guys. If you guys are there, make money. If, the point there is point there is sometimes this is what we do in the secret and then we close up. All right, how am I going to share my profit to the group here? I don't think they allow showing of images. You can see how the news play. Somebody is doing time. And see, the thing is, you don't enter right when the market is doing like this. It's risky. Risky. And you also can actually see we were sniped in. You can see that snipe. And remember, price would not just want to drop down like that. You want to do some of this way it does it since. All right, so look at these very simple. What I want to tell you guys is this: when news happens, the secret there is news does this. First of all, it happens within 15 minutes. All its strengths should close within 15 minutes. So number one, the 5 minutes has been, this is the 5 minutes. 5 minutes, another 5 minutes, then the rest 5 minutes before TP is going to hit. Now, let me explain this for you guys. The first 5 minutes created this volume, and then now you can see in this area, you see price coming back to this area to fill up those inefficiency, right? And now price will keep dropping to the downside. This is the way it is. That's why sometimes I don't know why people get scared. If probably the spike happens, the volume we want to go back towards filling the what inefficiency. So in case other people are trying to enter within that area, they will get stuck. You understand? So we're going to leave these guys. We only have 10 more minutes before this live is going to end. So for people that stayed to now, we only have about 24 people right here. The reason why you are here is because you know that there is value right here. And let's go straight to what we came here for. Now we are going to talk about, look at what just happened. Remember, I showed you guys tomorrow is another day for the VIP section. Stay tuned. So I told you that after prices feel this, we should be expecting what a buy, right? So thank God this is also recorded live. Now, what is a buy side liquidity? What is a sell side liquidity? These are spotted entries, spotted stop losses, where people are trying to what, sell their assets, and at the end of the day they drop their stop losses within this range. And if most of the times you calculate the what stop loss that price is taking right from this area, from where people, you can see this is way, about right here we have 164, right? So in replication, the only thing you need to understand is there is going to be another liquidity to the upside, which price needs to take. This one is. Now, I also have a pair. I think, forgotten the pair, but that was for buy side liquidity. Boy, the boy is actually good. The boy is good. The boy knows what he's doing. You can see how price tapped into this, my psychology level, and then start dropping now after price has filled this. So yeah, it's making sense. Yeah, it's making sense. Now, this is a buy side liquidity. This is what we call buy side liquidity. Price needs to what? Take out this liquidity before this price can what? Rest. Look at the liquidity before price can rest. Price needs to take out this liquidity. This is what the buy side liquidity right here. And for my explanation, buy side liquidity must have its supply level. Now, if you check this buy side liquidity, there is a supply zone within this area. Now, this is a 4 hours time frame. We can find our what supply zone from the lower time frame. That is keep moving 2 hours. 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, and all of that. Doing the same thing until we find what we want. Now, right here, we have this. You can see this is what we call supply level in the 1 hour time frame. So most of the times, it's more clearer when you start analyzing from what the daily time frame. And look at this representation of this candle pattern. The representation. See where my psychology level falls in. My psychology level falls in within that zone. And see the representation. See how I marked my psychology zone. See the representation of my supply zone. Nice. And then I drag it to the future. If probably I was to pick an entry, I should be picking an entry right from this zone and wait till my full TP hits. I'm dragging it right. You can see it's a snipe entry. A snipe entry. And the reason why it's a snipe entry, first of all, I have my demand zone. sorry, I have my supply zone at which price take out what? The buy side liquidity. Now, this is buy side liquidity. So, of course, at the end of the day, we have marked here as our supply zone, and that is fine. You have marked here as your supply zone probably, and at the end of the day, price gets you feeding, and then price what? Rejected. Now that price has rejected, you see price dancing around for some while, and at the end of the day, price gets you sweep off. Probably a lot of people will call this an inducement. This is a higher time frame. An inducement to what? The supply zone. It is an inducement liquidity to the supply zone. But in other words, I call this a buy side liquidity that needs to be swept off. And this is my supply zone. So making $500 right here with just $100, no noise, and then coming back again to teach you what I know. And I said it, knowledge is the key. What you know will save you in times of trouble. What you don't know is bigger than you. You understand? Right here, we have this liquidity that price need to what? Keep out before price can what? Relax. Now, for the sell side liquidity, I can use my fundamentals to give you the explanation on that. Yes, for the sell side liquidity, the same thing here happens right here. Price, flip out this sell side liquidity. Why was this not my sell side liquidity? You might you might look at this in the higher time frame, in the 4 hours time frame. Everything varies. In the 4 hours time frame, at it very, very clearly. This is the 4 hours time frame. So definitely this area should be marked as what? As your supply, as your demand zone. But guess what? This same hammer candle here was mitigated by this guy. So definitely, since it is mitigated by this guy already, the best thing to call this area is what we call trend line liquidity. Call it a trend line liquidity. Trend line liquidity. But at the same instance, I also call this area what? Sell side liquidity, because there is a zone within this area that price need to what? Mitigate. So let's go find this area. Let's go find this area which price needs to mitigate. Now, going down to the lower time frame, somebody is calling. So this is the area which, this is the 3 hours. This is the 3 hours time frame, and we have this nice guy here. Do you know what I call this guy? SIT submissional trading. We call this what? We call this a price reaction zone. Now let's see how price has mitigated that zone. Let's see if price does mitigate that area. I'm going to fully mark it very properly. This is actually the DXY. So you don't trade this as assets. It's only on the 3 hours. And you know, most of the times, sometimes price would not want to fill you up totally on your POI, which is your order block, right? So definitely what you should be expecting is either price taps you. And that's why any entry I am placing, I give it what? A breathing space. That's what I call it, a breathing space. Now that breathing space shows that price, remember this area is actually, this asset here is DXY. So it's not something we actually traded. Look at it right from here, you see definitely. So right here, little breathing space and all of that. So this is what I'm talking about. Last week, I was totally expecting that the price drops to this point before kicking to the upside. So probably we saw some profit. I didn't secure some of my profit, and then price went back. I knew price was supposed to push upward, but I was not expecting that much volume because I was looking at price doing this, price hitting this level first before. So all you need to understand is that in a supply in a supply area, just as we showed you on the USD card, we always have what a buy side liquidity that needs to be taken. In other words, we call it inducement. Sometimes we can also trace out what trend line liquidity and so on. I hope you guys actually enjoyed